for not starting at 11 o'clock, but we're still learning the ropes of the technology behind us. So if you would sit back and enjoy yourself, get involved with our broadcast. If you are here and want to take a part in what's going on, there is right down here in the lower corner, there is a chat feature. You can click on that chat button right over here, and it will open up a window where you can chat with us via text and have your input to our discussion. Today's going to be a really fun day, but before I introduce what's going to happen, I want to quickly just pass the hat around to our panel. So we'll start with Adam McCune. Go ahead, Adam, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do, and then we'll go from there straight to Amber, and then over to Kent.
Hey everybody, Adam McCune here. Can you hear me? Hopefully that's working. The owner of MC3 Media Studios. We take care of your recording and video production needs, especially for your business website and your social media. So in a nutshell, that's what we do.
Hey everybody, I'm Amber Griffiths with AG Design, and I'm a graphic designer and marketing specialist. And what I do is I work with small businesses and startups and make sure that they have clear and concise branding and make sure that their message actually reaches their target audience in an effective and fabulous manner to make sure you have a good call to action with your target audience.
Hi, I'm Kent Vorkink, and I've been told that I don't express much emotion in my face when I talk. I'm with Sheranian Communications and Utah Valley Live, and I'm here because I have a lot of fun doing this stuff.
Thank you very much, Kent. He's having webcam issues right now, so we apologize for. Well, maybe we don't apologize. That's a pretty good picture of you, so we'll just let that go. I'm Pete Hansen. I'm the owner of Provo Creative, which is a media production company. I've been in the broadcast world for 30 years, making videos for television and for local businesses. In addition to that, I am a photographer. I work with I'm PeteHansenPhoto.com, so help you out in the different kind of visual type means. Welcome to Crowdstorming Your Business. I always forget that S part. Crowdstormingyourbusiness.com. All right, panel, let's introduce our guest. We've got with us Jessie Fox, who's going to tell us a little bit about her business and herself, and tell us, just tell us about where you are right now in your business, Jessie.
Hey, I'm a mom of 2 kids and living in a busy life. I wanted something to add to the busy and crazy stuff in my life, as well as be able to work from home. I am a purse addict. I may need to attend AA or something for fashion. So that's what kind of sparked the idea. I want to target mostly to local with the convenience of online shopping or having ladies' night parties. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's all in the developing stages and deciding, you know, a lot of things. There's a lot to think about and a lot to take into consideration, so I'm open to any and all ideas right now.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jessie. This is a new experience for us, though each of these programs has been new for us because we're learning. But this is cool because you are a startup, and really you haven't even opened your doors yet. You're still in the mode of preparing websites, preparing products, getting things all put together, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Awesome. So our concepts, our thoughts today will be aimed to get you out the door, get you started up, and get you some business. Because we want people crowding, storming your door right here today. So what I want to start off with first off is pass again around the baton a little bit to our panel members. I've asked them to think about what different types of things you need to do about starting a business to make sure you got your basis just kind of covered, just getting in the door. So let's start first off with Amber.
The first thing I would recommend, not even graphic design at all, is make sure you have a really good accountant that takes good care of you.
I've got one. I've got one.
Excellent, excellent. The other thing I would advise you to do is make sure you have a really good. I see up here that they put up the Jae Cee Couture. Make sure that you're very clear on that logo and that it goes on everything. Your brand is so important.
The one that's there now was a practice run. There is a fantastic one in the works right now. I saw a rough draft of it last night and love it. So it'll go
Fabulous.
on everything. The one that's there now totally sucks.
I think that would be the big thing, is just to make sure that it was very clear messaging on everything. Be careful not to try to brand one single color. It just ends up limiting you a little bit, and it becomes very, very difficult. So that's some basic stuff.
Okay.
Super. Thank you very much, Amber. Adam, you ready?
Yeah. You know, being a startup myself, just being a little over a year with MC3 Media Studios, the one thing I can say is, you know, Amber hit it on the head, you know, with the graphics and stuff. I would say find some good mentors who may be in a similar space, or, you know, just so you can bounce ideas off of. And this is, you know, this is a good place to start here with Crowdstorming. But in my experience, I look back and go, oh, you know what, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda. But that comes with experience. So don't be afraid to experience things, but find a mentor to help you out along the way. That would be, you know, a good thing. An accountant is always good, as Amber said as well. So, and knowing your audience, so you know who you're going directly after.
And Adam, do you want to go a little bit more into, from a social media perspective, just some things that she needs to be aware of, not specific targets, but things that she needs to be aware of?
Absolutely. And Amber talked a lot about this, you know, the branding. Make sure it's on everything. And more than that, make sure it's consistent. So with your website, make sure it's consistent with your business cards. It's consistent with your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever you decide to go on. Make sure that your brand is your brand and it's going to represent you, and that it's branded properly, as well as that consistency. Because there can't, if there's too many inconsistencies with color or name or whatever from one medium to another, you know, it kind of makes you, well, not look young and starting up, but it just doesn't make you look like you know what you're doing.
Gotcha.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Adam. Kent, do you want to add anything to that discussion?
Not right now.
Okay, Kent's busy behind the scenes making sure we're still on the air. I would suggest that from a media perspective, and as you well know, Jesse, the whole world is now driven by media. Everything we do is either on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever else it might be. That it's very important that you create, or you have in mind, how you can visualize your products, and how you can take your products and you can make them become alive and real on your website. Whether it be through a short little YouTube video that you link off to your page, or it be just a lot of visuals on your page. Obviously, you'll be selling products, and you'll need to have some catalog type things on there. I know you're a photographer yourself, that you could be doing a lot of that kind of thing. But remember, just like with your branding of your logo, whatever image you put on your screen needs to look sharp. It needs to look top. You got to just look classy. It's got to just say, you know, who you are and what you're all about. Because if it looks like it's shot in your basement or shot in the closet, it's not going to translate very well. So just make sure you keep things looking very classy all the way through.
Yeah, good idea. I like that.
Okay, super. Now, we have not heard the name of your business, so go ahead and tell us the name of your business, and yeah, we'll go from there.
My business name is Jae Cee Couture, and Pete helped come up with the name. Gotta credit Pete. The JC was set in stone, but we kind of gave it that extra spark using the Couture name.
It's one of those words I can't even pronounce, so I had to say, you know, what's that one word, you know, that's a big popular word, and she thought of what it was, and figured that out. But very good. Well, thank you for that credit. I appreciate that. All right. Very good. Okay, let's talk about what Jesse might be able to do to get the ball rolling. So here she is. She's got her. She'll have her website up soon. You do have a Facebook page, if I understand, or do you have a Facebook page that's specific to the business?
Yeah, I started setting one up, and then I unpublished it until I was ready to go 100%.
Okay, very good. So you'll have a Facebook page. Let's talk about what Jesse might be able to do to drive business initially to that Facebook page and her website. So let's pass that around a little bit. What might we be able to do to get people there? Adam.
A lot of it will have to do with your branding. Obviously, you want some icons and whatnot on your website that link properly to Facebook, or just letting them know, hey, we are on Facebook, which is a good start. But one little note: make sure that when they click on it, they're not leaving your page. It opens up a new window. You still want them to remain on your page. So that's one thing.
Good point.
Yeah, at least for Facebook. One of the ones, and not to pigeonhole this, but because you are female and it looks like a lot of the products, are driven for the female audience. Am I correct in assuming that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And because it sounds like it's going to be a very visual... Yes, Pete.
Adam, let me go ahead and just kind of ask this question directly.
Okay.
Jesse, tell us who you would think your specific audience is. Is there a certain age of women? Is it single, married? Do you know who your audience is specifically?
Either single or married, but more of the moms who care how they look. Not so much the frumpy I'm a mom look, but having a nice person, these different things that I will have on my website, just to say, hey, I care about myself. I want those moms to feel pampered and that they're valued, not over-exhausted. So basically my main audience is going to be the single women and the married women,
What age?
Yeah. Probably up to 35, I would say.
So 18 to 35, 18 to 40, somewhere in that range?
Sure, yep. Or maybe even 16, I was a persaholic back then too, so I'm hoping to have like a wide audience.
Okay. Go ahead, Adam.
Pinterest. Because
Yes.
you need to be on there, because there are some more men going there, so the wallets might be good. But with Facebook and with your website, Pinterest I think is going to be really big because it's a very visual social media platform. Now, I'm not as familiar with Pinterest as some others, but from what I have heard on it, especially if it's retail stores, from what I've read, are doing fairly well on Pinterest. So I would get very familiar, if I were you, with Pinterest, and go to LinkedIn. There are some social media groups that directly deal with Pinterest and the retail store, and get your hands on that and delve into that really heavily.
Okay. That's very good. I agree. Amber.
There's just a couple of ideas I had for you. One of those is, as much as everything is online, you mentioned having kind of a ladies' night parties type thing, kind of like a Tupperware party, only for the younger generation, obviously. What I would recommend is having an online catalog, and not just a here's my products page on your website, but something that they could actually print out and share amongst themselves, something they can pass along. That you're not paying for any of the printing costs. You just create it, have that as a PDF or something downloadable for them. One way to do some really easy promotions so that it's not your entire catalog, you're not in your entire inventory, is to create themed type specials. So if it's a holiday thing, or if it's a back to school, or if it's a fall, refresh your wardrobe because now it's fall, create those packages for them so they don't have to even think about it. It's just, this is the new time of year, this is what I would be thinking about, here's the specials that apply. And you can advertise those on Facebook, on your website. If you want to print something, that's fine. The other thing I would mention to you, you talked about, or Adam mentioned Pinterest, and as much as your clientele is specifically the female, I would not exclude the males either. I would offer gift certificates like crazy. That becomes a really easy gift idea for the men out there who are seeing your website and seeing what they have to offer. As much as these women are going to be buying things for themselves, that makes it such an easy way to really broaden your audience. You talked about wanting to spread it across. I think that's a really easy way to do that.
Great idea.
I will be carrying men's wallets, things like that, watches, rings, so thank you.
Do the wallets come pre-filled?
Pre-filled with green? No.
Well, Too bad. That's good. That's good. Anything to add there, Kent? I know you're still working behind the scenes. He's typing in. Nope. Okay. Very good. I teach a class over at UVU in project management, and one of the assignments that we often do there is I have the teams brainstorm ideas and how they might jumpstart a business and how to get people through the door. And I'm very, very animated or adamant mostly of non-passive marketing. Anything that we do that's passive just simply gets your name out there but doesn't bring people to your door. And we want people to storm your site. We want people just to come jumping at you. So let's everybody think about how can we aggressively get people to come to her website or her Facebook page. How can we aggressively get people to respond and not just say, oh, I like, or move on. How can we get them to say, I want to know more, or whatever, I want to know more about this product. Some things I like to promote is, Facebook likes is okay, but that's kind of passive, I think, in my mind. I think events or contests where you have some kind of either a fashion show event where you're drawing people to come to a situation, or even do it online, but a fashion show of some kind to show off the purses and the wallets and the rest of the things you're carrying in a very low cost, very easy way would be awesome. Or some other kind of event like that where you actually draw people in to see things, and maybe it's that party. Anybody have any extra thoughts you want to add onto that concept?
I think that if you were to look at some kind of I would call it a power player or another kind of resource. So find someone, another business who is in a business similar to yours, and then combine resources and have similar. Pete was mentioning the fashion show. Find ways to create this event that's not just about you, but that has complementary items, complementary businesses, so that there's 10 reasons for them to come and see your show, not just this one product or not just this one line of just for your stuff. But I think you're going to be reaching a much broader audience because you're tapping into all of their databases as well, especially if you can find somebody who's been around for a couple of years. That's a great way to just kind of piggyback onto what they've already created. Women who get it. You don't have to educate them why it's important. They already understand it. They are already in the mode to purchase your product.
Let me add in there too. I love that. That's an awesome idea of bringing other players to the whole mix. So what if, for instance, you put together an event where you had a group of young ladies, whether it be young women or it be single mothers. You found a group of people that are involved in some kind of a networking thing in that way, and then you have them be your models. You find a photographer that might come and shoot photos at that event to help promote the event later on, either on Pinterest or on Facebook or whatever it might be, and even do photos, for the people that come. You find maybe a charity. If you tie in with a charity that would love to have a sponsorship in an event that might bring some interest to what they're doing. Adam, take it.
I absolutely agree with everything you guys have said, and I was writing down, and I was like, oh, Amber just said that. Oh, Pete just said that. So you guys are in my head. Get out. Along with taking photos and everything, also video the event and get testimonials, because if you get testimonials from people who talk about the product, that's going to spawn or spur, or however you want to talk about it, some interest in that. Say, hey, we're going to have this video on our website. Feel free to share it. One thing I wanted to point out in talking about driving traffic to the website, which these events can help with that, but making sure you have proper keywords, your site is optimized properly for search engine optimization. Video helps increase that for Google, and a really inexpensive way to help with some of the marketing dollars is pay-per-click advertising for your website. You can do it through Google AdWords. You can also do a video and do video Google AdWords through YouTube. So you got both ways that are relatively inexpensive to do that. So yeah, those would really pump up your site. and get it moving along. But you got to make sure your site is optimized properly for those keywords, and you're driving traffic to that so Google and those search engines can read it properly.
But let me stress also that a pay-per-click campaign, which certainly is good, I'm not going to say it's not good, but it has to be a campaign that will drive people to your site. There has to be a motivating reason, not just the fact that there's great purses at a great price, the right fashion, etc. It's got to be something, motivation, that they're going to get something for free, they're going to get, big, huge discount, they're going to be part of something that they just can't miss out on. It has to motivate them to action, because if it's just to be a up in the window corner, here's a nice little ad for Jae Cee, they won't come. They won't come. It's got to be a motivating thing.
You could also, similar to that, in addition to some kind of a register now online and receive $10 off or receive this gift or whatever, I would also piggyback on that and say, if you bring a friend, it's this much offer. If you get bodies in the room and get people talking about what you're doing. You could offer promotionals for your Facebook. You can say, hey, if you, in addition to just liking, leave a review, leave a testimonial for what you've experienced here and receive this much off the next show. Or, but I would involve your clientele. Let them be your evangelists out there talking about you. It's going to save you the trip. It's essentially duplicating your voice. And nothing is stronger than somebody who's experienced it and is selling it for you.
How are we doing so far, Jesse?
Good. I'm loving all these ideas. So it's got my brain going on places I hadn't thought of yet. So
I just thought of this based upon kind of what Adam was talking about also with the viralness of video. What if we were to take a video camera out into the streets or into the store or into the market somewhere, and with you and with a nice purse, okay? And we went up to just any old woman, not any old woman, any woman, and we were, within the demographics, any woman, and say, will you take this free purse right now, and see if they will swap out all the stuff they have in their purse, put it all in the new purse, and just do a live right there on the street kind of, let's swap out a purse. What do you think about that new purse? You like that? Just get some fun feedback and some fun discussion going back and forth. Show off the purse. Take that video, chop it up, put it onto YouTube, and go from there. Adam.
That brings up an excellent point. The grassroots marketing, getting out there, and Amber will attest to this, is getting visible. I was watching, I think, Shark Tank last season, and this guy had a different type of water bottle, a unique water bottle. What he did was so over the top and brilliant. It was a thought of, why didn't I think of that? He had this, not that you have to go to this extreme, but he had this mascot of sorts with the logo and everything. The bottle was his mascot, this logo, running along with marathons, the people. And so they're running and they're singing, and all these people are passing. I mean, that's what? How many get at a marathon? 500,000? A couple thousand people. That's real, true grassroots marketing. And I'm not saying you have to go to that extreme, but something that can be tailored to your unique purses, wallets, etc. And I love the idea of taking a camera out and kind of doing an interview style, and saying, people, what do you think about this, and doing that. I mean, those simple little things, they can go viral really fast, especially through social media.
Awesome, awesome. We're getting a lot of nice ideas typed into our internal chat room, which I know that Jesse can see. Things like finding a caterer or a chef of some kind that wants to come and be part of the event if we do that, or of doing a total makeover, not just simply an exchange of a purse, but just to give someone a whole accessory makeover right there on the spot somewhere. Good ideas. I like those a lot. So we've got about 5 minutes left in our half hour. Jesse, I want you to kind of narrow down now, unless you had more to put in there, Amber. You okay? Okay. Jesse, go ahead and narrow down some of these different ideas. We've given you probably about a good 15 to 20 different concepts. What do you think initially might be your first or second choice?
First and second choice, I would definitely say doing the fashion show event, but also combining resources. You know, there's a makeup line that I'm close with, you know, so maybe doing something with them because I know their business is struggling too. So maybe put my startup and theirs together. You know, it could work really well. I love those ideas. I love the taking the camera on the street. You know, and little, you know, customer incentives. I love those ideas too.
Okay, so if it's okay for you, let's take the next few minutes of this discussion and let's really dig deep more into this event of doing a fashion show or some kind of an event, and then we'll also talk about more possible viral video ideas that might work for you. Does that sound good, everybody? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, good. So let's start talking about this fashion show or an event. So let's kick around some ideas. If you were to, I mean, we're coming into winter time, and I know you don't want to wait until spring for this, and so we have to find a location that might be a great, a great spot for this. How big of an event should we have, folks? Should we try for 100 people, 200 people? How large would you want to go?
Go big or go home.
I like her.
Okay, I'll see you later. No, absolutely. Okay, now let's think about it from a different perspective for a second. I happen to know in Jesse's environment, in Jesse's world, that budget is like smaller than this. Okay? Yep. So how can we pull off an event that would be little to no cost? A big event. How do you do that? Okay? Adam. I love picking on Adam.
Just as I was getting the brain going again. You know, there are a lot of businesses out there who are willing to, help out startups. My first initial thought and reaction is talk to the BRC, the Business Resource Center at UVU or near UVU. They would possibly have some ideas or places that would be able to benefit, or find an organization that, like you said, wants to drive more traffic to their website. Maybe they want to hold something for free because you can sell your stuff, but it's also driving traffic to their business. I don't have anybody off the top of my head right now that I can point you to, but it kind of goes with the concept of combining with someone to be able to help drive traffic, and then just canvassing the snot out of it to that particular demographic.
Where I mentioned I would like to piggyback with that particular makeup line. I know they have a location, like a warehouse. They've done modeling shoots there before. Pete, you've probably heard of NS Minerals.
Yes.
So, yeah, I know that, maybe we could pull some strings there and they would let us host, an event there.
Where are they located? Just
an idea. They are located in 800 North in Orem.
Okay, so somewhat central.
Yep.
Okay. Amber?
Oh, I having to think as far as getting people there, because if you combine resources with your makeup people, a photographer, a caterer, you could also actually not involve food. You could have like a tasting menu sample type thing, but you could offer. Let's say you want to charge $10 to come to your fashion show. Let's combine again. It's winter. This is a time when people are hungry. Bring in a can of food, and it's this much off. So you're going to be involving your charity. People are going to flock to it because they want to be able to give this time of year. And again, then you can have your friends too. But I'm just trying to think of how else. I would go to where your people already are. And if that is BYU, if that's UVU, if that's Broadview University, go to where your women 16 to 30 already are hanging out. And again, just canvass it. Have that very clear message saying this is, and be really specific on your date. This sounds like really something basic, but there's been so many events where we're going to do this on this date, and then something doesn't happen and it falls apart, and we're going to move it back a week, and then we're going to move it back a week, and it really starts waning. You lose a lot of interest that way. But I think if you were to get a location in Orem, that's ideal. You said that could not be better. But I think I would just focus really specifically. If you have little to no budget, go to where they already are and have a very, very clear and concise message already put together. And then again, I would involve your charity. I would, whether it goes to the food bank or something like that, people are going to show up just for that part of it.
Especially any kind of charity that might relate to even battered women or abused children. I mean, those are just, people always come out of the woodwork to help out with those things. That's a good thing. You might consider also like reception centers that might want to have people come to find out about them more, other kind of businesses like that. Those are good ideas. Now, we have hit the end of our 30 minutes, and so I think we should probably wrap it up at this point. But Jesse, are you liking this?
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's been helpful.
I know that, at least from my perspective, I'm always there to help and support, and I think if you had any questions to our group in the future, we'd be happy to have you back on, and especially we want to keep track of how things are going.
Thank you.
So give us a progress report as to where you're doing and how we might be able to help. And when you get close to that event or the viral videos and you need some more ideas, we're here. We're here for you. Right on?
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Jesse. Thanks to Jesse for being as our guinea pig for the day. We appreciate that. Thanks to the panel, Adam, Amber, and the mysterious Kent. Thank you for all being here. Come back to visit us next week as we do our next beta test of Crowdstorming Your Business, where we'll be talking with Rachel Overall of The Basement Hair Salon in Spanish Fork. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.